Okay, here is your review for your exam. So let me just let you know that this review comes from section 5.1. So if you want to look back at your exponent rules from 5.1. And again, when you're doing these review videos, I would pause this and just try to work it out as best as you can. And then I'll work through these a little more quickly, just as a checking mechanism for you. So the first one, what I would do when you have fractions like this, like with large numbers like 25, 28, 15, and 7's not too bad, but I would cross-reduce numbers. So like if I could reduce 25 and 7, I would do that. Or if I could cross-reduce the 7 and the 28, just remember it has to be crosswise or vertically. So for example, 7 goes into 28 4 times. And 5 goes into both 15 and 25, so I'm going to put 5 into 15 3 times and 5 into 25 5 times. And that's all I can do with my numbers. So I'm going to rewrite this so I don't have such a mess. And I'm going to multiply straight across. So for example, I have 5 times 4, which is 20. I'm going to turn this into one fraction. And then I have g to the 7th, and I have no other g's. So that's g to the 7th. Make that a little bit better. And then I have an h, and I have a s squared, and a t cubed. Alright. Okay, then the denominator, I have 1 times 3, so that would be 3. And then I have a g to the 5th, I'm just doing this alphabetically, not that you have to, h squared and t cubed. Okay, now vertically, my numbers are reduced as much as I possibly can. I have 7 g's and 5 g's, so 7 minus 7, remember when you divide, you actually subtract those. So I'll have g squared left on top, h to the first, so 1 minus 2 is a negative 1, so that leftover h is going to flip to the bottom. And you can see that you have one more h on the bottom anyway. And then I just have the s squared is all, so that stays put on top. And then my t cubes will cancel each other out because 3 minus 3 is 0. And just double check that you don't have any variables that are doubled up anywhere and that 20 over 3 is reduced, and that's your answer. That's as far as you can take it. Then down here, 5 to the 0, anything to the 0 is really just 1. I have a negative exponent. This whole thing is to negative exponent, so I'm going to distribute that through. So I'm going to have 4 to the negative 4th times 4 to the positive 2nd. And then when you're multiplying, you really add those exponents provided that base is the same. So negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. And then I can't have negative exponents ever, so I'm going to do 1 over 4 squared. And of course 4 squared is 16, so 1/16 is that answer. Alright, this one you're subtracting, so go ahead and pause the video and see how you do. When I'm subtracting, I like to change that to a plus and then distribute a subtraction all the way through, just so that I don't take the chance of making any mistakes. You don't have to do that, so you can see how you did. So I'm going to change that to a plus. And then my negative 2x cubed will become positive 2x cubed, plus x squared will be minus x squared, and minus 4 will be plus 4. And then it's just a matter of combining like terms. So I have 5 plus 2, which is 7x cubed. I have just a minus x squared, and notice I'm putting this in standard form as I go. I have a negative 2x, and I have a 3 plus 4, which is 7. Those should be very easy, so just make sure you be careful when you're subtracting. Alright, this one says to multiply, so I'm taking a binomial times a trinomial, which is like just a longer FOILing process. So I'm going to take x times x squared, which is x cubed, x times negative 5x, which is negative 5x squared, x times 2, which is 2x, and then I scoot over to the 4, so 4 times x is 4x squared, 4 times negative 5 is minus 20x, and 4 times 2 is 8. And then I combine my like terms, so I only have the 1x cubed, and then I have, let's see, minus 5 plus 4, so that would be a minus x squared. And then I have a 2x minus 20x, so that would be a negative 18x. And then I have my plus 8. Again, should be a piece of cake, so just take your time. Okay, last but not least, x minus 3 quantity cubed. And I would remind you, please don't just write x cubed minus 3 cubed, because quantity cubed really just means you're doing x minus 3 times x minus 3 times x minus 3, and that is not x cubed minus 27. So I'm going to FOIL these out first, so that's going to be x squared minus 3x minus 3x, so that's minus 6x. Negative times negative is a positive 9, so that's the first two FOILed out. And then times x minus 3. So I get x cubed minus 3x squared minus 6x squared plus 18x plus 9x and minus 27, and lastly combining like terms, so I have my 1x cubed, I have negative 3 minus 6, so negative 9x squared, plus 18 plus 9, so that's plus 27x, and then minus 27. So again, not a challenging problem, just be really careful when he says to cube something or square something that you understand you're multiplying that.